And then she serves the food for both her child and her stepson, and she carefully looks around and then proceeds to bring out a poison from her clothes, looks around carefully, and then begins to poison the food. This is what happened. This is the story of a girl and her step brother who stayed in a house. It happens that this girl stayed with her own mother while the boy is her step brother. One day they were watching TV and the girl sits on the chair while the boy has already been told to not sit on the chair and on the floor. He asks his sister for granuts, then she proceeds to give him just one grain of granuts when he's actually very hungry, but she's enjoying a whole bottle of granuts. He's still hungry and proceeds to ask her again for the granuts. She gives him another grain, making it only 2 grains of granuts, and she's having a whole bottle. Not too long, the mother walks in from inside and begins to look at her stepson and her own daughter. I was wondering what the stepson was doing in the living room because she had warned him severally not to watch TV. She proceeds to hit his head and then begins to rain insults on him, telling him that have I not told you not to stay in this sitting room and not watch TV with my daughter? He tells him that I've warned you severally never to watch TV with my daughter. The daughter is seen to be laughing behind and drags his ear, tells him to go inside of the room. He's still laughing and enjoying what the mother is doing to her stepbrother. The mother proceeds to sit beside her own daughter and begins petting her and patting her on the head, asking her, hope you are enjoying what you are watching. She says yes. He asks her, are you hungry? She said, no, I'm fine. Are you sure? She said, yes, I'm fine. It is another day, and this daughter and her stepbrother is seen to be watching TV. On this day, they are both watching TV while the mother comes in with food for the both of them. He's seen to kick his stepson and gives her own daughter a bigger portion of food with a turkey. While she proceeds to the stepson and tells him to come to the other direction, he hits his head a little bit and he moves to the other direction in front of his stepsister. And then she proceeds to want to give him, but he's scared to collect the food. And then she begins to ask him, am I supposed to beg you to take food for me? She then drops the food on the table and begins to pet her own daughter. He has no option than to pick up the food, very little that was given to him by his stepmother, and then begins to eat with his bare hands. She had placed spoon in her own daughter's food, but did not give the stepson spoon to eat, and he seemed to be eating with his hand. Not too long, she had gone to get something for the daughter, and it happens to be a drink for her to drink with her food. But she did not give the stepson any form of drink. She begins to pet her own daughter while the stepson is hungry and eating with his bare hands. He's looking at him, wondering what could be going through his mind. Not too long, it's another day, and the woman and her own daughter is seen to be eating granuts and enjoying themselves in the living room. And then she asks the daughter, where is your stepbrother? She points that he is inside and she begins to call on him. She shouts his name, and not too long comes out from inside of the room. And then he says, what have you been doing inside? He said, I've been relaxing. He said, you are relaxing when the house is very dirty. Can't you see that there's sand all over the ground and you are seen to be relaxing? Come on, would you get inside and get a broom to sweep this house? She continues having a good time with her own daughter while the stepson comes in from inside with a broom to sweep the house. She's been maltreating and practically suffering this stepson. He then begins to sweep the house because he had no option and no place to stay. And then the woman is monitoring exactly what he's doing, but he's sweeping while he's feeling sad and bad. And then the stepsister is seen to be raising her leg, but she's not satisfied and drags him back to come come and sweep under her leg properly, saying, "Can't you see that there's still sand on the ground?" She then proceeds to raise her leg for stepson to sweep properly. He continues sweeping, and also his stepsister raises her leg for him to sweep underneath it. This continues while the woman is looking at him irritatingly, telling him that, "Please do not hurt my own daughter." Sweep that place carefully, and then begins to sweep and sweeps it outside while the both of them continues enjoying TV and having a good time. It's another day, and then this woman begins to plan evil in her heart, saying, "I cannot continue feeding my stepson and housing him. It has to end." It's another day, and on this day, she had served food for the both of them. The stepson is used to getting the smaller portion, but on this day, she's planning something evil. So she poisons the food, which is more in quantity, looking carefully around that no one sees her. Looks around and poisons the food properly to make sure the poison is sufficient to cause harm. She then mixes the food which she had poisoned, looks around once more time, and walks into the living room. The daughter is seen to be watching TV, and the mother walks up to her and tells her that, "I am leaving the house. I have served food for you and your stepbrother." But then she warns her that she should take the smaller portion of the food. She said to her, "What did I say? Make sure you take the smaller portion of the food and not the bigger one." The daughter nods her head in agreement, and then she leaves the daughter and begins to go out to her meeting. Not too long, the daughter walks into the kitchen, sees both food as instructed by the mom, and carries the smaller one. But while she's going, out of greed, she decides that she cannot have the smaller portion while her brother has the bigger one. She carries the bigger one, which has been poisoned by her own mother. She's happy because it's small in quantity, walks into the living room, sits on the chair, and begins to eat this food which has been poisoned by her own mother, unknown to her. While she's eating, the stepbrother comes in from inside looking hungry, and then touches stepsister and says, "Where's my food?" She said, "Your food is in the kitchen." So the stepbrother walks into the kitchen. Not too long, comes in with a smaller portion of food which was not poisoned. He sits on the floor as instructed by the stepmother never to sit on the chair, and he begins eating because he's very hungry. They are still watching TV, and then while this daughter is eating, she feels a sharp sensation in her stomach, a sharp pain in her stomach. But she knocks it off, saying, "Okay, it's something normal." So she continues eating and enjoying her meal, while the stepbrother is also on the floor eating. But then pain begins to intensify, and she can no longer bear the pain. She has no idea that that food has been poisoned, and she begins to fall to the ground. The stepbrother keeps his food and is asking the stepsister what is wrong, but it's already too late, and this is how the young girl lost her life, being poisoned by her own mother. Please, if you enjoyed watching this video, tell us where you are watching from so that we can send you a big hug. Please share this video. We love you, and God bless you.